Aquarius, hi. So this is going to be a reading for the month of May 2026. And I'll do the reading for you and then I'll close it off with a oracle card. And these are general readings, so they may not resonate for all of you. If they do, there is an extended at the end of the video. You can check out the link for that in the description box below if you want. Let's see, Aquarius, and let's make some room here because apparently Felix's ass is a little bit in the way. So we'll work with what we got. I'm sorry. Am I bothering your tail? The overall energy for the reading, the Magician. You're in the middle of an energy of manifesting here, which, you know, there's a double-edged sword there because not so great things can be manifested as well. So, starting off the reading, you get the Death card crossed by the King of Swords crossed by the Death card. You're kind of coming in very assertive, very clear, and saying, I'm done with something here. In your focus, the Eight of Pentacles, you are focused on something you're actively working on right now. Probably to help you out through the process of being done with something, I don't know. But in the recent past, the Eight of Swords, lots of confusion here over something. In your Strength, the Ten of Cups, yeah, it's like I made up my mind. I want to be happy. I don't want to live in these thoughts of, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So I'm assuming, based off of your intention to just experience happiness, you're done with something that's not bringing that to the table. In the immediate future, the Queen of Pentacles, a lot of self-care is coming through for you here. So you might get into a period of time of, you know, taking care of yourself and only yourself and focusing just on that. Supporting this reading, the Three of Pentacles. So we could be talking about a partnership here that you're kind of done with. The energy that surrounds you and you may not be aware of it, the Five of Swords. Now that's deception. So I don't know where that lands in this case because I need a little more info to see where it goes, but I just see it as deception for now. In your hopes and fears, the Hangman. You're trying to take things as they come, you know. If you decided, okay, I'm done with this, that's where you're at with that, then it's like, okay, let me focus on things that are working out for me. That's where you're at. So you're present with all these things as you go. In the potential outcome, the Five of Cups, I think it kind of hits you, the grieving process of whatever this is, because you may be done with something and you may be the one that's deciding that you're done with something, but there's still a grieving process to it, you know. So I think that's the part in which you get hit by it. But let's clarify, shall we? If you didn't understand, you shouldn't have, because that's my language with him. Which there's no real language there. My mama talk to my boy. There's no lap time. Here, you want to come over? But I can't lean. I can't help you. I'm working. I feel like he's getting upset with me. And I don't know what to do. They're slaves. They're my masters, apparently. I exist for them to lay on me. For the Magician, you get the Knight of Cups, the World card, the Moon. Oy. This is interesting. Again, what you're trying to manifest is happiness, a state in which you would feel, oh my God, I feel so good, I feel so peaceful, I feel awesome. While you do that, you're actually kind of automatically closing something off that doesn't belong there in that intention. So, because it's not going to contribute to your happiness. So that's why you're probably kind of removing an energy that you are finally clear that it's not part of that happiness that you want for yourself. For the King of Swords, you get the Judgment card, the Five of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, you made up your mind. There's been a lot of back and forth on your end until you reach this conclusion of I'm done here. And I think based off of the back and forth that you had with yourself, I think at some point you just stopped and said, what the fuck am I doing? I'm driving myself mad here. So I need to stop this right now. I need to put an end to this. And that's when you reach the conclusion of I'm done with whatever is making me go nuts here, you know. For the Death card, you get the Four of Wands, the Page of Cups, the King of Swords. Yeah, it is a commitment with somebody, by the looks of it, that you're deciding that you're done, even thinking about it. But yeah, you know how that goes. But you're done with it. It was fine for what it was, for how long it lasted, but now it's just making you, you know. So I don't know if something happened that kind of brought you in this place of overthinking and going back and forth and feeling like you're not yourself anymore, but you don't want that anymore for yourself. For the Eight of Pentacles, in your focus, you get the King of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands. Because you do have clear things in your life. Like maybe you're working on a project. Maybe it's your job. Maybe your home life. Something where there's clarity and the energies are steady and they're good. And that's the direction in which you're heading right now. Because it's like, I want to be there in steady energies, not all over the map types of energies that this situation is kind of making me go through, you know? So that's where your focus goes right now, into things that give you a sense of steadiness, of clear, of balance, you know. Let's do the Eight of Swords, the Magician, the Hangman, the Six of Pentacles. You've been kind of on hold here. I feel like you've been manifesting something for a while. And because of the situation, you've been kind of on hold with your manifestation. So whatever it is that you were trying to manifest potentially included the other energy, and now that the other energy is, you know, whatever the hell is going on here with it, or it's been happening for a while where you've been kind of, again, driving yourself mad about it, you've been on hold. Your manifestation over whatever it is that you desired here has been on hold. And now I think it's just taken a different turn because the other energy is not necessarily involved in this manifestation anymore. So let's do according to how you're presenting yourself here, energetically speaking. The Ten of Cups in your strength, you get the Eight of Wands, the Five of Swords, the Eight of Cups. It might be communicated here that you're done with this situation. If it is communicated, it's not very clear. It's quite deceptive, actually. You could show up saying, you know what, I don't give a shit about this anymore. Well, what do you mean? You know, like what does that mean exactly? So I don't know how you're trying to potentially put this energy out there of you're done, and from this point on you're starting to pursue happiness, but make sure it's very clear, because it's not very clear in the way it's coming out. It's very clear in the way that I see it here in your energy, but in the way it's being put out there in the world, it's not shown up as very clear. It almost makes you look very quite insensitive, quite rude. I don't know, very like, look at this person, they're made of out of stone. Like, what the fuck is going on here, you know? So I don't know, maybe you don't give a shit about that, but I think that's more for you than how you would be perceived, you know, that the energy comes out clear. For the Queen of Pentacles in the immediate future, you get the Nine of Swords, the Two of Pentacles, the Two of Wands. Yeah, this is basically you licking your wounds. Because as I said, even if you're the one that's deciding, I don't want to deal with this anymore, there's still a grieving process to it. There's still, you know, stuff that's going to come out. So there's a little bit of a gap of time here in which I see you reserving that time just for you, you know. Which is good that you're doing, that you're taking that time to kind of deal with whatever's coming through here, which I can see a lot of confusion, a lot of what the fuck, potential questioning. Did I do the right thing? Did I not? Which are kind of normal things. For the Three of Pentacles in the supportive energies, you get the Two of Cups, the Hermit, the Seven of Cups. See, ideally, you would want for this to work out. Like, it's still in your energy, that whole... And I feel like for the longest time, it may have worked out. So I don't know what the hell happened here that created this flip, where things aren't... I'm not sure if they're not working out, but something about the situation is just giving you headaches every day and every, minute of every day. So that's mostly the problem here, that you're deciding you don't want to experience that anymore. Okay, let me see the Five of Swords in the hidden energies. The Three of Wands, the Ace of Cups, the Queen of Cups. Again, make sure you're clear about your intentions, if those are truly your intentions. From an energetic standpoint, you're telling me they are. This is what I want. I want to be done with this because I want to go out there in the world and be happy. So that's what your energy says. When you try to reflect that into the world, it's not coming through as that. That's why it keeps on showing up as deceptive. It's like, I'm done with you, right? And I'm trying to tell you that. But I don't know exactly how to say it. So I end up saying, hey, would you like something to eat? Or, you want to grab some dinner? I'm kind of hungry. I'll it's on me. It's on me. That. And I just expressed, in my opinion, that I'm done with you. What you're putting out there is the opposite of, hey, I'm done with you. You know what I mean? It leaves room. It opens the situation. It doesn't close it down. So I don't know what you're doing here in the physical, but if you're clear about something for you that you want to do here, make sure it's clear on the outside as well. Let me do the Hangman in your hopes and fears. You get the Seven of Wands, the Nine of Wands, the Ten of Wands. Whoa. Ooh, it's like you can't stand still. You wanna, and that's probably the best approach, and that's probably your intention at this moment in time, to just take things as they come. And every time you're trying to do that, your energy is just not there. You're just not aligning with this energy, even though it's available for you and you feel that it's there and you feel like it's calling your name. This energy of just be present with what is. You're like, yeah, but I can't. But I gotta. But I can't. Because, So it's almost feeling uncomfortable for you to just stand still and be present. Even though that's exactly what you want to do. So this situation is kind of is putting you through the ringer, man. Like, what's going on here? Why can't you show up clear on the surface? Why is it taking you through all these blockages? For the Five of Cups in the potential outcome, you get the Ten of Swords, the Two of Swords, the Three of Swords. And that's when it actually hits you. Not even until then, yeah, you've been hit here and there of the reality of what's going on here for you. But because you kept it open for this long, not really hitting you, but then it actually hits you, the pain of it all. The struggle, the grieving process, the whatever you want to, the actual, oh my God, this is done. It almost comes in like a flood because there's been so much rejection to all of this to begin with. So it's going to feel like it hits you like a fucking train. If you're starting to become more aware through this process and just, okay, this is making me feel uncomfortable, let me feel uncomfortable right now, instead of running away from those things that, are coming through and making you feel certain ways. If you do that, if you start becoming aware and be there with everything that kind of runs through as these energies are proceeding here, that's not going to feel as harsh. It's still going to come, but it's not going to feel like a fucking train hit you. It's going to feel like Blue hit you with this paw, which is 50 pounds of dough. Well, no, not the paw thing, but, not a train. I just put it that way. So it's more handleable when it does show up. But there's almost rejection and deception from the get-go to this process, from the way you're revealing where you're at energetically here to the way in which you start rejecting like crazy the actual concept of just standing still, and letting those energies pass, even if they're uncomfortable. Because the more you reject them, the bigger the energies get, and the more uncomfortable you're going to feel. So I understand there's this stubbornness, there's the rejection to things, which is kind of normal for all of us. When we're dealing with something unpleasant, most of us, instinctively, we don't want to feel that, But at the same time, the more you reject that, the bigger it gets. So, from the universe for you as a final advice, you get the Ace of Swords, the Six of Cups, the Two of Wands. It's kind of a given that all of this is happening because you've been in this position for a while, and I feel like something needed to be done about the situation, about the soul connection, whatever this is for you. So something needed to be done in order to break those energies that were at play for a while that just didn't make you feel good altogether. So something is being done. The energies are definitely shifting into unpleasant places, but that's that's kind of the process. It's not going to last like this forever, but at least you shifted the energy, and now it's up to you and how it's going to shift moving forward through this process, because what's following this is a grieving process. If you have a rejection to that, it's going to be harder than it needs to be, and so on and so forth. So let me see the Animal Dreaming Oracle. Possum, opportunity, number 41. Possum inspires us to see opportunity in any condition and to productively harness all opportunities to our best advantage, to gently ride on the back of any circumstantial generosity afforded us until we are comfortably established, after which retreat should be executed in an honorable and discreet manner. To take opportunity by the horns when it is offered is to believe 100% in your total worth and life purpose. To act on every thought and to honor every possibility as potential for growth is what separates successful people from ordinary folk. Possum urges us to see our life as a foundation on which great things can be initiated. He encourages us to seek out new experiences and attempt new things. Although the possum is ideally suited to living in the hollows of trees, the idea of squatting in the roofs of human dwellings poses no moral dilemma for him at all. If possum has ambled into your cards today, you are being asked to remember who you are and what agreements you made with yourself before commencing your earth walk. What did you want to achieve? Where did you see yourself ultimately? Pay close attention to the opportunities afforded you at this time, for new ways to develop your abilities and to enhance your growth are on offer right now. Identify and discard all feelings of self-doubt. They simply keep you from furthering your skills and employing your talents to the best of your ability. Possum's appearance heralds the chance to better yourself and to take your knowledge deeper. Opportunity knocks for those alert to its presence. So long as you are willing to work hard and apply yourself, it is acceptable to gently ride on the back of any opportunity that is presented to you. The wealth locked within the authentic self is filled with great possibility, and all it takes is the courage to access it and birth it into the light of day. Possum's appearance in your cards may also mean that you have a freeloader in your midst, someone who is taking advantage of your generosity. The best way to expel a possum from your roof is to install a sensor light. Nocturnal by nature, possums hate bright lights, so with lights turning on at the slightest movement, they quickly find an alternate dwelling. Using a similar approach to illuminate your squatter's sponging ways, visualize their light turning on and staying on whenever they enter their bedroom. They will soon find it impossible to stay as a result. Anyways, that's what I have for you. Hope this helped, and I'll see you next time. Bye.